I think he'll be okay in the ground, but just at the moment he's just struggling to get his head in front.
Yeah. See how he goes on. And stable companion Alabanda hasn't really struck like a winner waiting to happen. Mitchum much touch on, looking to give David Barron and Graham Gibbons a quick fire double.
Good support around for him this morning. Half brother to Pepper Lane, ran in the Coventry last season at Royal Ascot. Looked really promising as a two, won on his debut by 8 lengths, just struggled to find his form since. Ran respectably, you'd have to say, behind Danny Warbucks last time out, but no more than that.
Money for more bottle futures. We were speaking off camera, we're interested in 16s into 9s.
Yeah, down in trip, or from earlier in the season, tried over a mile and a quarter at one time, 7.5 last time out. She will be okay in the ground, and the draw's pretty good.
Last one goes forward. Let's get up with her thanks to Stuart for the final race of the day.
Cheers, Noel. We're just waiting on a couple lurking out the back, Alabanda and Giorgio's Dragon. So most of the field locked away. Next one to go forward is Alabanda, and Giorgio's Dragon will complete the line. Backing away, proving just a little edgy. Due into stall 8 in the hands of Tony Hamilton. He's now taking the attentions of 3 or 4 of their handlers to try and coax him in. Meanwhile, handler in the starting stalls to help keep Ingleby Angel calm. And still Giorgio's Dragon defies them. Blindfold now applied. Well, let's do the trick. He's still some 10 yards away from the stalls, but now inched forward. He's half there. That's it. Set. They're off, racing over a mile. Alabanda out wide, a little slow to gather early stride. Not so Gulfstorm in the blue and yellow hoops away pretty sharply, with Safa Hill out deep, Mitchum and a yellow jacket going up between that pair. Chased through the first furlong and a half by Giorgio's Dragon in a white sleeve jacket, shadowed by Rodine in the cheek pieces. Alabanda still trapped fairly wide, and then More Bottle in a yellow sleeve jacket, Ingleby Angel the red cap, and the outsider Rock 4 in the noseband racing at the tail. To the end of 2.5 furlongs they go. Mitchum has come through to dispute it with Safa Hill. They stride on from Gulfstorm into the turn. Giorgio's Dragon not settling, still taking quite a tug, disputes third in a line of 4 with Rodine and Alabanda deep. Back to Ingleby Angel up the fence from More Bottle, and reminders for Rock 4 at the back end of the field. Past halfway then they head towards the top of the straight. Leaders have just dropped anchor a little in front. Mitchum holding the rail in the hands of Graham Gibbons, shading it narrowly from Safa Hill. Still Alabanda circling the field. Gulfstorm ridden along, disputing fourth with Rodine the cheek pieces. Giorgio's Dragon is hard at work, likewise More Bottle. Ingleby Angel away to the right as they spurn that inside running rail. Rock 4 is tailed off. Just outside the 2, Mitchum holds sway here from Alabanda. Ingleby Angel red cap produced a challenge. Then Rodine, Safa Hill and More Bottle. It's Mitchum in front with a furlong and a half to cover. Ingleby Angel, though, is throwing down a stern challenge, and now coming through to put his head in front. Ingleby Angel from Mitchum, Alabanda. Giorgio's Dragon is beginning to stay on stoutly under pressure on the far side, trying to cut back Ingleby Angel. These two breaking loose. Ingleby Angel from Giorgio's Dragon as they race close home. Giorgio's Dragon with a thrust, but Ingleby Angel held on and won it gamely from Giorgio's Dragon, Alabanda, and then in behind the Mitchum and Gulfstorm.
It's a win for Ingleby Angel. David O'Meara and Tom Eves. They've beaten Giorgio's Dragon, who was too keen early on, but he's run okay in second. Alabanda was third for Tim Easterby and Duran Fentiman. Salisbury won't be long. Into the stalls they go for the 6 furlong maiden, that is the 5:30 contest, and there's 9 of them here. Jimmy Fortune rides horse number 5, the favourite, Squeeze My Brain, 4-6. Lilyborn Eliza 11-2, 9's Marchwood, Breton Rock 12s, and it's 14s and bigger. The rest, and the second favourite, Lilyborn Eliza, very green in preliminaries, Lydia reporting to us. We won't have time to go to her, for they are nearly loaded. Let's go and join Mark.
Thanks very much indeed, Angus. Very green Russian Royale was really clueless on the way to post and gave Mikel Barcelona a really torrid ride. He almost got unseated going past the enclosures, and he was very lucky. A lot of the other jockeys waited for him, and they sort of corralled the horse so he could get his feet back in the irons, but was very green on the way down. And Mikel tried to give the horse a bit of a wake up, and she was still not really picking her ideas up on the way down. As you can see, she's a bit green now. Lilbourne Eliza is also proving very difficult to load with Richard Hughes. Now Russian Royale almost went in. They got her about 2/3 of the way, and then she engaged reverse. She's moving in again. She's got in okay this time. Blindfold is taken off. Next up, the blinker for the first time, Astrum and James Millman. Lilbourne Eliza still out of line, and she's being none too cooperative here with Richard Hughes in the saddle. Still out of line is Breton Rock and Martin Lane. They've yet to go forward towards stall number 6 as well, so there are still a couple left out of line yet, as once again Lilbourne Eliza bidding to move forward Richard Hughes into stall number 2, bidding to give trainer Richard Hannon both divisions of this maiden, having taken the first division just half an hour ago. And I'm afraid Lilbourne Eliza is backing right away. She's one of the 6 fillies in this lineup, one of the colts. Breton Rock still waiting patiently, and the others are waiting patiently in the starting stalls as well. Squeeze My Brain now 7-4 on 11-2 Lilbourne Eliza. Now she may well be running out of chances here, because they're about to move forward the newcomer Breton Rock into stall number 6, and Lilbourne Eliza is a long way behind the others. This could be the last one moving in. Stand by for a start here. That's it, they're in the gate. And they're off. They have gone without horse 4, Lilbourne Eliza, who refused to enter the stores. So just the 8 of them in Division 2 of the Bathwick Tyres Maiden Auction Stakes. And the early paces with the grey Astrum, taken on towards the outside by Marchwood, and towards the inside the pale green sleeves of Ortaquiche. These then being followed by the maroon of Squeeze My Brain. On against the inside rail is Delwyn. Next in the field is Keen's Point. Very green Russian Royale at the back of the field, with Breton Rock last but one. Over the intersection, they've got 3.5 furlongs to go. Astrum the near side. On the far rail is Ortaquiche. These are the first 2. Marchwood now between horses in third. Squeeze My Brain looking for a bit of racing room. Down the wide outside, Russian Royale now begins to pick up, and towards the inside Delwyn is looking for racing room. It's wide open here with 2 furlongs to go. Marchwood has now taken the lead. Over in second is Keen's Point now in the purple and white. Down the outside, Breton Rock is staying on, and so too Squeeze My Brain. Inside the final furlong, it's now Keen's Point in the centre. Breton Rock towards the near side. Breton Rock now gets the lead over Keen's Point in second. Marchwood is in third, and racing towards the line, and winning debut for Breton Rock. Breton Rock wins in second, Keen's Point. Tight third between Squeeze My Brain, who was towards the near side, and staying on towards the far side. There were others involved, including Marchwood.
Breton Rock has run on his racecourse debut for Martin Lane and David Simcock. Second is Keen's Point for Seb Sanders and John Hills. Third is Squeeze My Brain, and that is for Jimmy Fortune and Rafe Beckett. And fourth was Marchwood for John Fahey and Sam Moore, the long-time leader. Steve Mellish is here alongside, and we're able to look at the closing stages of this race, just to the point that Ortaquiche begins to fold, and it's Marchwood who takes over. The winner, Breton Rock, has done well to win. He's been switched to the wide outside, Steve. He also stumbled in an early part of the stage.
Yeah, he did, and he's an emphatic winner in the end. I think he proved much more suited to the trip than the odds-on favourite we're talking about in a minute. But he's shown a nice burst of speed down the outside and settled it well. He's from a nice family, Bohemian Bounty, out of a listed winner. He's quite nicely bred, so they'll be delighted with this. Big step up in form by Keen's Point, who's shown limited promise in a couple of runs so far. And Squeeze My Brain on pedigree, it was a real surprise to see the horse drop from 7 furlongs to 6 furlongs. I think it's shown that there.
Yeah, she was just beginning to stay on as well when she was short of room, and just checked a bit, and she's stuck on 4/3, and she looks in need of a step up in trip. But it's a good start to Breton Rock's career.
Yeah, odds-on favourite turned over there. And a newcomer winner for the David Simcock yard. We'll have the SPs for you shortly. It's a handicap at Sandown. to finish their card. Mile and a quarter, 13 of them. Non-runners 8 and 12. Rigori's 11 to 4. It's 7 to 1 Carfell. Jupiter Storm 7s. It's 8 Savannah Days. Operation Tracer 8s. It's 10s Traveller's Tales. Croquembouche is 10s. 14s Top Billing. Tagliatelle is 14s and 20s. And bigger the rest for this finale, for which this Rigori then is pretty well back. James Doyle on board.
Well,
does that make sense to you?
Good draw.
Mm-hmm.
Won last time at Bath. Second, third and fourth have all come out and won since, to give it a hell of a boost. Only up £3. Trainer's in form. First try at 10 furlongs, and it's out of a dam that won over a mile and a half, so that's a shorter suit. Other than that, I don't like her.
So, plenty in the favour of...
Yeah, definitely.
I thought that run behind Forgive at Windsor was pretty good when finishing second there in a good time, and soon made amends at Bath last time. Anything at a big price you like, Jonathan, so we haven't got too long.
Right, Croquembouche, who is effectively £3 ahead of the handicapper, because that's what he goes up tomorrow. A possible leader, if you can get across from stall 12, and ran really well at Pontefract 12 days ago. There you go.
Okay, that's it. We're just about set. Let's join Simon.
Last one going.